finished sweater, size 1, child size 1, drop shoulder polo. Now, if you think that the arms look kind of short and stubby, don't worry about a thing, because this is drop shoulder. The shoulder does not fall there. The shoulder falls down here. So if we were making this as a set-in sleeve, it would actually be 1.5 inches over. So the sleeve is actually this long rather than this long over here. The only thing that we have left to do is to block it. And I am not going to talk much about blocking, because blocking has to do with the fiber that you've chosen and moisture. It can be washing machine, it can be warm water in a sink, it can be steam, but you have to match the moisture that you use to the fiber that you've chosen. For example, don't steam acrylic unless you really know what you're doing and are going to stop before you melt it. I steam a lot because I mostly use wool. I am going to throw this in the washing machine, actually put it gently into the washing machine, wash it and dry it as I would on any good acrylic, any good yarn shop type acrylic. Now, when I thought about blocking this, I sort of panicked. I went, oh, I put ceramic buttons on it. Now, this is a family that I see really often, and if the buttons break, I can always sew new ones on. But I was concerned that even blocking it, that the buttons would break. And then I thought, how can I protect them? Well, what I'm going to do is button the buttons and turn it inside out, and then just wash it on gentle and dry it on gentle. And I won't dry it with, with rocks or anything else. I'll just dry it with simple things. I designed this class as a standalone on YouTube. Anybody could come along and get the free pattern, make this little sweater, be happy with it. It's all of a piece. One thing is that it's not a conventional way to make a sweater, or at least not a conventional pattern, a conventional way to follow a pattern. For one thing, it's visual instead of written. Most sweater patterns are written out directions. It's for one size instead of multiple sizes. Most patterns have many sizes in them, which to my mind makes it even more confusing because you have all these little numbers. In fact, a yarn shop owner who's a friend of mine this morning posted on our Facebook group that she had misread the pattern for the sizes and didn't do enough repeats of lace. But she has to finish the sweater in a hurry, so she's going to have to do it. And she said I should take my own advice and go ahead and mark the pattern for my size, but she didn't. This is clear. You only have one size. But the beauty of this is that you got to choose your yarn and you worked from your gauge. That's the unconventional piece. That's the piece that will give you freedom to make whatever you want. You work from your gauge, whether you are adapting an already written pattern or whether or not you're creating your own little picture pattern. Let's see. So in order to judge how successful you were with this project, according to my goals for you, they're called behavioral objectives. That's what teachers do. What behaviors do I want to see in my students by the end of the class? And the behavior I wanted to see was that you were able to match the size of the dimensions. The closer you got to the size in this schematic, this little picture pattern, to match with your actual sweater, the more successful you were from my point of view, because it gives you then an experience of really understanding how gauge and measuring gives you predictable sizes. Having the experience of that is great. Well, although I made this for YouTube that anybody who came along could enjoy it, it really is a companion to Sweater 101, because now that you've made this in a size 1, you can go back here and you can make it in any size you want. Well, any of the 30 standard sizes. You could make Christmas sweaters for all of your grown children and their children and have them be all the same, and you could make them kind of crazy. This is a brother, bigger brother, little brother set that mine became part of. The larger one is a size 3 and the smaller one is a size 1. And even though I've explained this process in Sweater 101, by giving you the step-by-step that also included how exactly to pick up around the neck edge or how to pick up along the placket, and didn't just tell you that, together they should give you the tools that you need to make any sweater that you want, well, any basic sweater that you want. Nothing that's really high fashion design. That's not the purpose of this. This is the purpose of sweaters for everyday knock around for your grandkids, for your kids, for you. And they don't even have to be knock around. They can be really they can be lacy, they can be full of cables. As long as you do your gauge swatch and you work from these standards, and you can also, as you get more sophisticated, we'll be throwing in your own measurements as well. You can make any sweater you want. And this is the simplest way ever. 22 years people have been using this. And now even some of the teachers and designers who are teaching, who are the next generation, refer to this in their classes even. So let me know how you did. Post a video response to this. Put up a picture on my Ravelry Sweater 101 page, which has been very inactive, but I'm going to put this class up on there. I'm going to make it active again. I have a Facebook Sweater 101 page that just languishes because I don't do anything with it. Post pictures of what your project was there. Let me know if there was something else that you needed to know more about. Did I miss something? Was there something that was unclear? How could I make this better for you? Is there anything that's baffling you in general about sweaters or about knitting? I might be able to help you with that. So that's about all she wrote to this particular project. Until I see you again, be brave. And I know you'll be braver now after you've gone through this project. And enjoy your knitting.